Hello everyone, we are from MLCKB. I am Nik Muhammad Zulusni bin Nik Muzaiman and my partner Muhammad Lukmanul Hakim bin Muhammad. Today, we are going to dive into a very important discussion about professionalism and ethics in education. We'll be breaking down three key issues that are happening in our schools right now. First, protecting our students' digital privacy. Second, stopping excessive punishment. And third, the urgent needs to act quickly on any form of misconduct. We aren't just here to talk about the problems. We have also designed an infographic poster with clear, practical methods that schools can use to overcome these challenges and build a safer environment for every child. Let's get into it. Articles, summaries, and explanations. Let me provide the brief explanations of our chosen news articles in simple terms. First, Article 1, Digital Privacy. The Sun. Children's right to privacy in digital age. The Sun Malaysia. So the summary is this article highlights the risk of teachers sharing students' photos on social media without permission. It explains that while social media can be a great teaching tool, it often exposes children to privacy risks. The core message is that educators must protect learners' digital data and always ask for parental consent before posting anything related to their students. Next, Article 2, Excessive Punishment. Excessive punishment of students should not be condoned. The Sun, Malaysia. So this piece criticized teachers who overstep boundaries by using extreme physical punishment, such as forcing a student to stand in the hot sun. It calls for a strict code of conduct and emphasizes that schools must promote empathy, respect, and zero tolerance for abuse, ensuring that a child's health is never put at risk. Next, Article 3, Reporting Misconduct. Don't wait for it to go viral. Fadlina orders immediate reports on school sexual misconduct. The Start. So, Education Minister Fadlina said that stressed that school administrators must immediately report any sexual misconduct or bullying directly to the authorities. The article makes it clear and that schools should never wait for an incident to explode on social media before taking action, and that to protect the children is always the top priority for them. So for the first point, protect digital privacy. Always ask for explicit parental permission before posting any photos of students online. Think of a student's digital footprint like a permanent tattoo. Once it's on the internet, it is out of there forever. As teachers, we might think classroom photo is just a cute memory, but children are too young to consent to having their faces broadcast to the world. A teacher's primary ethical duty is to protect their students, and that extends into the digital space. By asking parents for explicit permission, we are respecting family boundaries and showing that we value the child's safety far more than getting likes on social media. Next, never include a student's full name alongside their photo on social media. This is a golden rule for internet safety. Pairing a face with a full name gives strangers entirely too much information. It makes children vulnerable to identity theft, cyberbullying, or even physical stalking. A professional educator knows that the classroom is a safe haven. If you want to share a success story online, with permission of course, we should keep it anonymous. We should celebrate the achievement, not broadcast the private identity.
So thank you, Zo, for explaining the point one and point two in the topic of protect digital privacy. So let's moving on for point three, point four. Before I start talking about this point, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Lukmanul Hakim bin Muhammad. I am from branch MSU Kota Baru. So let's moving on for point three and point four. So the point three here is that consider using extra safety measures such as blurring children's faces in images. So the explanations here is that even after getting parental consent, we should still protect the child's identity, such as blurring faces is a simple but powerful extra layer of protections. This prevents the child's photo from being misused, shared, or recognized by strangers online. It shows that we prioritize the child's safety over creating content. So that's the explanations for point three, which is the consider using extra safety measures such as blurring children's faces in images. So let's moving on for point four. The point four here is strictly follow the Education Ministry 2017 guidelines for appropriate social media use. The explanations here why the teachers should follow these guidelines is that these guidelines were created to protect both teachers and students. By following them strictly, we avoid complaints from parents and prevent any breach of the codes of ethics. Teachers must treat these guidelines as compulsory, not optional, because these guidelines shows how what's the worst outcome possible can be when the teachers does not follow these guidelines on the students. So that's all for the parts of protect digital privacy. So let's moving on for stop excessive punishments. So let's moving on for the second part, which is the stop excessive punishments. So the main message on the poster we did is that SAT, which is set, which is S stands for schools, E stands for establish, T stands for teachers. So the main message of the poster is that set, which is schools must enforce a strict code of conduct that completely bans excessive punishments for S. E for establish an anonymous reporting system so students and parents can safely report misconduct without fear. T for teachers must never put a student's physical health at risk, such as forcing them to stand in the hot sun. Ladies and gentlemen, the second ethical step is to stop excessive punishment. We have seen real cases where teachers force students to stand under the hot sun for hours, resulting in a hot heat streak. This is not discipline. This is abuse. True discipline should build a child up, not break them down. That is why the posters uses the word SAT. First, school must have a clear and strict code of conduct that completely bans any form of excessive or harmful punishment. Second, we must establish an anonymous reporting system. Students and parents must feel safe to report without fear or revenge. Third, teachers must never put a student's physical or mental health at risk. So that's all for the part stop excessive punishments.
So, for the first one, act quickly on misconduct. For the first point, administrators must immediately report any complaints of sexual misconduct directly to the authorities. When a student steps forward with a complaint of sexual misconduct, they are showing their bravery and placing their ultimate trust in the school. Administrators cannot play detective or try to handle these sensitive legal issues internally. The ethical and legal requirement is absolute. Pass the information to the police and child welfare authorities instantly. Delaying the report to gather facts only puts the child in prolonged danger and shatters the fundamental trust between the school and the community. Next, school should never wait for an incident to go viral on social media before taking action to protect a child. A child's safety is infinitely more important than a school's public relations image. Unfortunately, some institutions try to sweep misconduct under the rug to avoid a scandal, only taking action when a video or post falls behind. This is a massive failure of professional ethics. Taking proactive, immediate action proves that the school's true priority is the well-being of the student, not protecting the school's reputation from internet backlash. Next, strictly implement the safe school management guidelines and student protection policy nationwide. Policies are completely useless if they just sit in a drawer gathering dust. These guidelines are designed to be a living, breathing shield that protects students from harm. Implementing them strictly means training every single staff member to recognize the signs of abuse and knowing exactly what to do when they see it. It turns abstract rules into a um, solid culture of safety, ensuring every child feels secure the moment they walk through the school gates.